welcome to Real Talk Fins Talk.
You're on, Steve.
Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to Real Talk Fins Talk. Rob, how you doing today, man?
Issues with Rob.
All righty. Welcome everybody. Welcome
Okay.
to Real Talk Fins Talk.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
your
back.
host. I'm
Do you
your
hear me?
host. I'm your host, Steve Malloy, and to your right is Rob Mosley.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey.
We're having some live TV issues here where we cut out a little bit. But you got
That's
me now,
all right,
right?
Rob.
Okay,
Yes,
you got
sir.
me?
We sure do.
All right.
Yes, sir, Rob. All right. Rob, also known as AKA Dolphin Thirsty. Rob, what you got going on with Dolphin Thirsty this week, brother?
Just keeping up the site, talked about the game, of course. Tomorrow I'll be looking forward to the next game as the week turns to the middle of the week. And then I added some Dolphin trivia on Tuesday. I always add some fun Miami Dolphins trivia. Some hard questions, and then some of them are just they're easy, so it's fun. And then if you don't know the answer, it gives you the right answer. So you learn a little bit at the same time. So it's all cool.
All right. Sounds great. Sounds great, man. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining. Please hit that like button, subscribe, share with your family, friends, and neighbors. We're trying to get 500 subscribers here. I know our producer, Bobby Melendez, is going to have a jersey giveaway.
There you go, guys. It's going to be a jersey giveaway when he gets to the 500 subscribers. So that's awesome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay loyal like Mr. Evan. Everything's great on this network here.
There you go. All right, Rob, we're going to, well, first of all, we won. So I know you're happy about that. I'm happy about that. All Dolphin fans are happy about that. This was a must, or at least in my opinion, I definitely thought this was a must win for us, and we did do it. So I'm real happy about that. What we're going to do is we're going to go over the game a little bit. Like I said, we won 16-10. It was an ugly win. It was a typical Steelers, Dolphins football game. What I'm going to do is go over the defense a little bit, and then we'll go over the offense, and then we'll go right into the Lions' Den, I call it, going into the Lions' Den, the Detroit Lions game with Miami. So we're going to start with the defense. Defense played pretty well for the most part. They did pretty good. I was real happy and pleased with Jalen Phillips. Jalen Phillips had an awesome game. He's come on strong the last, I don't know, maybe the last two or three games.
Yes, Phillips has been improving. I think my partner in crime went out a little bit there. Yes, Phillips has been turning it up, and I think he's just going to continue to really start
as
rocking
well.
here
Jerome
too.
Baker. Jerome Baker had a real good game. Well, specifically in pass coverage. He had a great game in pass coverage, and so I'm happy about him coming on strong as well. And then I want to talk a little bit about our unsung hero, Zach Zeiler. Zach Zeiler is an unsung hero. He doesn't get.
Oh, I don't know. I know I'm losing. I don't know if you guys are losing him, but yeah, he's an unsung hero. He clogs the middle and allows other people
He's opening up the door for Jalen Phillips to do his stuff, Zach Zeiler. So he's definitely causing some havoc on that line. Ingram, we got Ingram. He's been doing real well on the edge. He's probably one of our best pass rushers as well. And he's just an all-around good player, I think. The only thing I don't like is how they're utilizing him is in the pass coverage. Not a very good pass coverage guy. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree with you. You hit good notes. And hello, digging in the trenches, Justin. Welcome to our show.
All right, let's get on. Hey, Rob, we got to be on our P's and Q's. Justin's here.
Yes, I know. Exactly. We got to look sharp and pretend to know what we're talking about. But anyway, I agree with you. It was a good performance, and we finally flipped the turnover battle to our favor this past week because that's been killing us. And we got the 3 interceptions, and I don't care. You can talk about drop interceptions on the other side. They were dropped, so it's no turnovers. That's the official record goes. You can make a little note, as Justin likes to say, but it still was not an interception as far as the stats. We got 3 of them, and 2 of them were very, very – I mean, all 3 of them were critical. They came – Bethel, that was great. I love seeing a guy like that. Gets thrown into action after being a career special teamer and getting thrown into action on prime time, and you come up with a nice interception. Beautiful. Javon Holland, if you break down that play, he read it beautifully. He cut off from what he was originally doing, saw where the ball was going. He just came in, boom. And, that was great. It's unfortunately that the offense couldn't – I thought they would close the game out from that. They couldn't even manage a first down, and we had to had to still sweat it out. It would have been nice to see complimentary football from that point. He got it all the way to the 50-yard line. The first down or 2, that game's over. But, that's a little more when we get into the offense. But, yeah, you're right. The defense came out there, and they performed well, and you can't complain when they come up. And then our guy, our much-maligned Igbo. I just like saying Igbo or Noah. I would always screw up his last name.
Me too.
For him to come up there and keep that toe drag swag on the last, our last defensive play of the game. And that was beautiful. So, it was a good performance by some people that you wanted. Javon Holland, of course, and Jalen Phillips, you expect them to have the big games, but a couple other people stepped up and, when needed in prime time and helped us get the much needed victory.
Yep, and I agree with you. Igbo did have a good game, although he got that touchdown on him and everything. But hey, here's the thing about Igbo. He had that I kind of exaggerated and I said he was my hero. Okay, he was my hero at that specific moment. But to be realistic, he has a lot of developing to do yet. He's terrible in the zone.
Yes, he is better in man-to-man, Steve. I agree. I think I lost Steve again, so he was going to go on about him.
I don't know why Igbo gets lost in the zone, but he's just better man-to-man in my opinion. But look, we got to get he's got to be consistent. Okay, for the next, it looks like he's going to be playing, a lot. So he's probably going to get better. In all fairness to him, look, the last couple years, maybe he didn't get the proper development. And he didn't play a lot, right? He didn't play a lot, except in the offseason this year. He played more than usual, I think. But so anyway, he's got to be more consistent if he's going to be a starter and we're going to depend on him. He's going to have to step up big time.
Yeah.
Also, another one that I like to mention. And
oh, I lost you again. Steve, are you there? Oh, I do not know who he was going to mention there, guys. So we will go. I guess I go forward. Okay, are you back? Okay, you were about to mention someone and you cut out on us, and I didn't know who you were going to mention. So I was going to come up with my own topic.
Oh. Yeah, I was talking about Duke Riley. He was my surprise. Duke Riley, along with Iggy, but Duke Riley he was all over that field the other night. He was flying all over the place. He had a good game. Really surprised that he came on. I have seen the potential in him.
Yeah. I agree. He has potential, and obviously Justin, our scout, he likes him too. So he has to be pretty good. And Van Ginkel, he got a limited number of snaps, but when he was in the game, he did well.
Jones,
I,
we
I,
lost it.
don't worry,
We lost
Steve.
it. Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say we lost Brandon Jones probably for the year. That's gonna hurt us big time.
No, that
Again,
hurt.
yeah, again, that's where
Eric Rowe's going to have to step up.
he's gonna have to. But there again, that's where Iggy's gonna have to step up too. I know we got what's his name? Jamar. Is it Jamar Perry that we acquired?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be on the practice squad for now,
Right.
but at this rate, he's going to be playing on, in a big game before. Yeah, Jamar Perry was signed earlier today, and
Right.
Calvin, I believe. But yeah,
Calvin
both of them are
Jackson.
probably going to be playing for us before you know it at this rate. It seems like every week one of our DBs goes out injured, and
it's crazy.
coming into the off season, you were thinking, hey, this is one of our strengths. And unfortunately, we all assumed that Brian Jones was going to be back at the beginning or at least very early in the season. And that's an unknown story. I'm not going to get into anyone. If there's something behind the scenes, we don't know, or he just really is injured. I would like to believe that, that the team's telling the truth and, there's no, that he's just injured, unfortunately, and everyone heals differently. But but anyway, I know you were going to get on your topic, so I'll let you get
that's fine. That's fine. No, but you're right. Honestly, I think Jones is out for the year, and this is just my opinion. And I'm going to say this too, and I know folks are going to like this. I don't think Nick Needham is going to come back on our team next year either. I think he's going to sign a big contract somewhere else. I'm not going to get into all that, but that's just my opinion, what I feel about that. I like Nick Needham.
No, I do too. He was a loss as well. And I believe you're gone again. So yeah, Needman was a loss. And I don't know where he had the first half of this segment and he's going out on me. So I'm gonna do a little bit. Oh, Harry, are you back? Yeah.
Sorry about the technical difficulty. No problem. We're going to go right into the offense, if you don't mind, Rob. Did you have any other takes on the defense you wanted to bring up?
No, I have my offensive takes. Is where you said you were. Oh, here we go again. All right, Steve's out, so we're going to switch over to the offense, and then we're going to get into the Detroit game coming up here. The offense, there's some of the stats are crazy this year on offense. We're like way down at 19th in points scored, which is actually 21. We're just averaging 21 points per game. I mean, I'm not going to throw out the Ravens game, but that doesn't matter because we got those points. But we're still at 19th overall. But then you see some other numbers. You're like, they must not be getting to the red zone enough.
No doubt.
But they must not be scoring in the red zone enough. But we're actually highly ranked in the red zone. We're like the 5th best percentage, 65% of the time when we get in the red zone, we're converting them to touchdowns. So somewhere in between, it's just we're missing something, and it's hard to put a finger on this team this year because we have big plays. We're like the number 2 teams in plays of 40 yards or more, and also ranked number 2 of 20 yards and more for big plays. So where is the lack of points coming? So we're losing because we get to the red zone, we end up scoring touchdowns 65% of the time. But somewhere between getting the ball and before getting to the red zone, we're bogging down and we're not getting the points. So it's a lot of times it's just like one penalty that might mess up the whole thing, an illegal procedure, a holding, an offensive pass interference. We've all seen it this year go against the Dolphins when it looks like we're going to score because the one game Skylar Thompson started, it looked like we were driving down the field and we had 10,000 penalties. So you have to stop that. So there's some of those lost points. It's just crazy though, because when you look at the numbers, oh wow, we got 2 receivers in the top of the league in yardage, but these yards aren't converting to points. And moving forward, you're going to have to when you start playing, because people love looking at the schedule and saying, oh, this team but Detroit can put some points on the board at times. I know they're not way up there, but they will come up there in some games and they'll put a 30 bomb on a team. It's like crazy. I know I'm not a Detroit Lions fan, but I know there was one game this year that you kept on counting them out and they kept on scoring. They lost, but they kept on coming back every minute. So, it's no give me in this league. And I'm never one, I guess that's where I do coach speak, and I've never been a coach. But, I do coach speak. It's one game at a time. I don't look like, oh, we got Detroit. Oh, that's a win. Oh, it's Cleveland. Oh, it's Houston. Oh, it's
I totally agree. Yep.
Take it one game at a time, because we love putting like players and coaches on pedestals, but we also like put teams on the victory stack before we actually play the game. And then when you lose to one of those teams, like everyone thought we were just going to walk in and beat the Jets this year, but you don't know how a team's going to play, and teams are better than they were the year before. So looking at that schedule very seldom actually pans out the way we think it's going to be. So
yeah.
With all that said, we just got to get more points. So I know how to do it. No, that's McDaniel's job and Tua's job and all the guys to figure out how to convert all those yards into
definitely
touchdowns.
Definitely.
Anyway, I got my ramble on, but I know you've been cutting in and out, so I wanted to get it all out there.
No
So
problem. No problem.
I give you the table.
I appreciate it, Rob. Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. One day at a time, So we'll go over the offense a little bit. We're going to start off with the offensive line. I know our digging in the trenches guy there, Justin, he likes that. Armstead is just playing as advertised, right? He's playing all pro level, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we got Williams, Connor Williams. Connor Williams, I still like him at the guard position. I think he just fills in better as that's his natural position, guard. But he's doing well in center. He's doing well now.
Yeah.
He was doing a lot better 2 or 3 weeks ago. He has dropped a little bit in his play, but not.
Yeah, not too bad. He's like, like I say, some people put a lot of weight into PFF, a lot of people don't. But he's still supposedly the 5th best center so far this year.
The next guy I want to talk about is someone we don't talk about a lot, but we know he's there, but we don't talk about him a lot, and he's doing a tremendous job, and that's Hunt, the guard.
Yeah, he's definitely
right guard.
Good. No.
Yeah. I think he has been our solid player across the board in every game. Hunt.
And again, he's ranked very high by PFF as well. I mean, when you look at it, we got 3 guys in the top 15 at their position.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Along the offensive line. So, things I think will come together. And, unfortunately, right tackle's been kind of a swinging gate, not just the player's performance. I'm talking about.
Don't get me started on that.
I'm just talking about. I'm not even talking about plays. I shouldn't even use that terminology. It's just been a revolving door of different people out at right. Yeah. Because you start the season thinking that okay. The big guy, Austin Jackson's going to be the guy. He goes down right away. So then you got Little in there. And, it's just been so many different names. I know Brandon Shell, I guess the metrics are not saying he's doing that great, but I think he's performed well at right tackle. I think he's done a decent enough job on the past 2 games that, we can get by with him as long as he can stay healthy. I know you disagree. We talked on the phone.
I disagree.
I know. I just think he's done better than he's better than Little. You have to agree he's better than.
Definitely agree with you on that one.
All right. So that's what I'm saying. Everything's relative here. I'm talking about what we have, because, Richmond Webb and John Giesler aren't walking through the door for tackles.
No.
So for what we have, I think he's been okay because, we signed him in as a pickup to the practice squad once the season's already kicked off. So all things considered, he's better. Like I said, I don't even know if Austin Jackson comes back. I'm sure he's going to get the starting nod over him, but I'm not.
Yeah. I don't even think he's practiced. I don't think he practiced.
No, he's not. And they say they don't think he's going to practice again this week either. And guys, talking about and everything, because make sure you like our friends here at the Fins Talk. They're awesome. They have a lot of great shows. Make sure you subscribe, smash the button, as Bobby likes to say. I say tackle that button. Whatever you do, do it.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of great shows on this network. A lot of fun. There's people all over. You got your diehards and your crazies. It's great. So keep on joining the network. And I think Steve.
Definitely not. Eichenberg is not cutting it.
No, he's way down there.
They need to bench that guy, man. They really do. They need to bench him. He like I said a couple shows ago, this experiment with Eichenberg is over. I don't care what Frank Smith says. I know he likes cohesion on the line, likes them to play together, how much more do you have to see of this guy get mauled over and run over? You know, he may make 1 or 2 blocks in a game, but that's about it. You know, he's
no, I know.
bench the guy. Bench the guy already.
I know, but it's either Dieter or you put Austin Jackson when he returns back there. But they say they don't want to mess with
Jones?
the.
How about Robert? Is Robert Jones a tackle or a guard?
I think he's another versatile guy that can play guard, but
right.
You know, we got a few, but you know, they don't want to do that because that's what we have fans in the past. We always complain to the coaching staff, "Oh my God, just pick a guy to play a position. Don't." You know, they always sign these guys. Oh, he could play this or that. That's the same what we heard about Jesse Davis for years. Oh, he's so versatile. But who cares if he's versatile if he comes in the game and stinks, you know?
No, I agree. I agree.
Good at that position and play him. So I understand that. But, you know, when we got 3, I think, really cogs up front this year. And if we can just fill the other 2 and, you know, like I say, I think Brandon Shell's okay. I know you don't like him at right tackle, but at least I think he's okay. And then we got Austin Jackson eventually. I believe, you know, McDaniel does believe he will play, but, you know, McDaniel won't ever commit to anything at the press conference. So but, you know, he seems to think he's going to play. So, you know, that will be maybe an upgrade, and those 2 can at least battle it out. So that'd be nice to see.
So our friend Justin in Digging in the Trenches, he said that Hunt, I mean, not Hunt, who did I just say?
Yeah.
Jones, he can play guard or tackle.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But I know, you know, they have a few guys that are, you know, what you need, because during a game, someone's going to get hurt and you're going to have a guy that's versatile to come in, you know. That's why it's good to have Dieter on the active roster every week, because if something happens to Willem, you know, he can step in and play center. So, you know, it's good to have that versatile. But, you know, for a starting unit, you just want to have those guys, your starters, to be starters at their position moving forward. And I think that's what the Dolphins are finally trying to do. So we got to give them a little leadway at the left guard, because, you know, I'd be like, oh, once Austin Jackson comes back, put him at left guard, and having him next to Armstead would be great left side. But, you know, letting them do what they're going to do. That's why they get paid the big bucks. Coach.
No doubt. No doubt.
So,
no doubt. So moving right along on the offense, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I mean, they're playing as advertised, right? You know, Tyreek Hill's the number 1 receiver in the league. Okay, he's the best. Look, nobody can cover the man one-on-one, but he's got a lot of yards, but no TDs.
Oh, I think I'm losing my partner again. Yeah, he's not getting the touchdowns. I mean, he had the big one, of course, against the Ravens.
For so long, is that
Steve, I'm not hearing you, Steve. I don't know if the other people can hear you. Justin, do you hear?
No, go ahead, Rob.
All right. So, yeah, you know, we do. We just need more. We need more touchdowns, and it doesn't matter where they come from. Like Moser, it looks like he's so close to breaking some long runs off. It's just like he gets tripped up on the last second. I'm just waiting. I know I've been saying it all season, but I'm just waiting for him to rip off a 60-yarder, and, you know, they're going to be getting his miles per hour running away from everyone, because he's so capable. If he breaks through, I mean, there's been so many. It's just like the hair off, and I'm just waiting for the big run. So I don't care if touchdowns come from Gesicki, Hill, Waddle, but I think we all agree we do need more touchdowns, because you can't be putting up the numbers we're putting up, but yet still be 19th in overall points. You know, we got to fix that cogs. Somewhere there's a cog not functioning, and we need to find why are we not scoring. A lot of it is mistakes. We have had some turnovers, and, you know, it's just, you know, things like that. But overall, I agree with my partner. You know, when we need more, it would be nice to have more touchdowns from them both. But you can't complain. Those 2 guys, they're far. If they were their biggest problem, we'd be in great shape. So it's just like Cedric Wilson's been AWOL, but Sherfield has shown up, and Craycraft's been AWOL lately again too. But Sherfield showed up the other night, and, you know, I do see the receivers performing. It's just the touchdown. It's just, I don't know. No one knows. You know, even, you know, McDaniel said he goes, with the production we're having, we should be scoring more points. And it's just because the
No doubt.
logic says we should be scoring more points, but for some reason
Yep.
we're not. And it may be, Tua, it may be the combination, and it's just something we need. It could be also the inconsistency. Not only have you had the inconsistency at tackle, like I said, and then quarterback's been a revolving door, so it's hard to get consistent play. So if we can keep Tua healthy the rest of the year and hopefully keep the stars that we have healthy, maybe moving forward, we should get points.
Right.
Detroit doesn't have a great defense, so hopefully we get healthy against them, some on offense. But like I say, it's one game at a time. I'm not counting that as a win. I'm just hoping that we can get going. But I thought maybe against the 29th Pittsburgh Steelers, and it looked like to start the game, we were going to get that mojo going, and then we fizzled out. We had like 10 first quarter first downs. The rest of the game, we had 7. So 10 first quarter first downs, 7 of the game. That's crazy.
And I'm gonna get to that just here in a second about the hot start to the game with Pittsburgh. But Tariq and Waddle, I don't care about the yards. Okay, it's great. It looks good on paper for them. I want to see some TDs. I want to see some scores. That's the way they're going to help this team, man. They need to make some scores. Tight end, you mentioned Jazeki. The dude is catching like 2 or 3 balls a game, if that. Okay, last year he was catching 4, 5, 6 balls a game. Look, if you're not going to utilize his skill set, trade him. Trade him. Because he can't block worth beans. So trade the guy already. All right? I like Jazeki. Don't get me wrong. He's got a great skill set. He's a tall guy. He's fast. But, he can catch the ball. But the thing is, he's not a very good route runner, though. And he doesn't get a lot of balls after the catch. But he's a big target.
He doesn't break tackles.
Doesn't break tackles. No, but he's a big target. Okay? But if you're not going to utilize the skills, trade the guy. I know you mentioned Mostert. Look, Mostert is our best back that we have on this team, okay? As far as running the ball, he cannot block worth a hill of beans either, but he's a good back. He's a lot better. He has better vision than Chase Edwards. And Chase Edwards not catching anything anyway. I mean, he hasn't. He's missed. What has he missed? 4 balls in 2 games.
Oh, he's had a few drops. Cincinnati one's the one that bugged me to this day.
A touchdown. That was a touchdown.
So and the other night, like you said, even when he was open out in the flat, I mean, maybe it wasn't the most perfectly thrown ball. There was a Pittsburgh guy there, but I still think if he catches that cleanly, he's able to at least get to the first down marker. But he only had that one guy to beat, and he probably is going to have more speed than that guy that was covering him. But it was just another missed opportunity.
Yeah, well, he's been a
disappointment. I'll be honest. Yeah. I'm not a fantasy football guy like a lot of you guys are, but Edmonds, all the people that my friends that follow fantasy. Oh no, he's a great back out of the backfield. He's going to be dynamic coming to McDaniels. So I got fed all this in the offseason. I was expecting him to be like Tony Nathan back there, catching balls coming out of the backfield.
I don't know if a lot of people know who Tony Nathan is, but
I know. I just showed my age. But, who's Aaron Craver? I don't know. I'm trying to think of someone a little, younger that would usually come out of the backfield for us and be able to catch the ball a lot, and but we just haven't had that for a long time.
Yeah, you're right, Justin. He's a
one-trick pony. Yes, he's a one-trick pony, and unfortunately, we're not. I mean, utilizing that one trick that much in this, how we're scheming up the things on what the tight ends called to do for in the system.
Yeah, but I will say this about Edwards, Chase Edwards. He is our best running back blocker. He's our best blocker.
No, that was
running backs goes. Yeah, he is a good blocker. I'd start Gaskins. I think Gaskins fits this scheme a lot better anyway, to be honest with you. And he can catch the ball. And he can catch the ball. He comes out of the backfield and he catches the ball. He's sure-handed. So I'd go ahead and get and I just think he fits the scheme better and he catches the ball. Now, for the elephant in the room, who are we going to talk about?
Tua.
All right, look. He came out out of the box, firing
Like
away,
game
man. He was
busters, yes.
yeah, like a game buster, man. He was just firing away. He was 6 of 7. If it wasn't for that drop by Jazeki, which the guy was probably holding his arm, I saw it. Maybe he couldn't have caught that, but it was a good pass. Just the guy had grabbed Jazeki's arm, but he came out firing away. I mean, he was 6 of 7, with the exception of that drop, and then he made up for it, threw that ball to Mostert for the touchdown, so he did well there. And then the rest of the game, he was just average.
Yep.
That's it. He was just plain old Tua. Look, a lot of folks have said he was.
I lost him again. So, yeah, he's going to talk about Tua's performance, as he already mentioned. He started off super hot in that game, and then, like the rest of the team, it just went Pittsburgh took away the middle of the field, and Tua loves throwing in the middle of the field. So it's just like we had guys on the first couple of drives in the middle of the field that were wide open. And even then, there was a couple of throws. You could see Tua was a little off. He made Waddle jump really high on one when, it wasn't necessary. It's not like the Gesicki touchdown against the Ravens where he had to throw it high. But, yeah, you could tell he was a little off, but, they were so open in the middle of the field that it didn't stand out. But, yeah, he's going to definitely play better moving forward. And, he definitely has to have better recognition of plays earlier. That would help. Yeah. And, I do think he's an accurate quarterback. The other night, he didn't show that accuracy. He was actually a little bit off, and he still forced balls because he had people open on other plays, but he still would try to get one to Hill and people that weren't open when there were some other people open. And he's had the time. So, like you said, it was a mixed bag, but just see moving forward now. Let's just consider that the Russ game. I know we don't want to make excuses for him, like you said. There's no reason, this is his third year. He's going to be making excuses for him. But let's see. I mean, it's still, he was off. He was flying around, getting all that concussion stuff, doctors all over. This was his first game action. We won.
And that's why I say he wasn't rusty. I don't think he was rusty. I think it was all mental. I think it was all just mental. I don't think it was rusty. If he was rusty, he wouldn't have come out that first drive and bam, 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 bam. Yeah. He wasn't rusty.
No, we're going to see against Detroit. Let's switch to Detroit real quick before the. But anyway, I agree with you. Real quick.
Well, let me go over this real quick. He needs to stop that running. I don't mind him running, but he needs to slide, man. Yeah, he doesn't need to be putting his head out there like Larry Zonka or a fullback. Okay, he's just asking for another concussion. And when I saw that, I was like, oh Jesus, I just prayed that he didn't get another concussion.
Yeah.
Okay, and then another point I'd like to make, and then we'll get into the Detroit game, is the game plan for Tua. Okay. And I was very surprised. I'll go back to the game plan, but I was very surprised that he didn't get sacked more, and didn't get as much pressure. But the game plan for Tua was to throw that ball out quick, and he did. He did throw it out quick, so he did help that line out. Now, I didn't see a lot of play action. Did you?
No, it wasn't as. I mean, there was some, unfortunately, but overall, no, there wasn't as much as he's done.
Right.
In the
past. And it's because they wanted him to do that quick release because they knew that line wasn't going to hold up for him. He had 2.5 seconds to throw that ball. He threw that ball in 2.5 seconds the other night. It might have been a little less. I think it was 2.5. Okay. So he was getting that ball out of there because of that line. Yes. So he helped that line out a lot. Or I believe he would have had a lot more sacks, to be honest with you. Not saying the line, I'm just saying, the line played well, but Tua helped that line out.
I mean, there was a lot of questionable things in the game, but, we will see moving forward for sure.
Yeah,
and
no doubt.
The clock management at the end of the first half was awful. There's so many things we could get in, but I just wanted to mention Detroit real quick because, I just see so many Dolphin fans on Twitter already
Cap,
putting us
I
up that
see
we're
you,
going to
buddy.
just we're going to go into Motor City and just
Yes, sir.
beat the Lions like they're not even there. But Dan Campbell, this guy's a motivational. He wanted the Dolphins job back after he was the interim coach. He's going to want to stick it to the Dolphins. He's going to have these guys. He's going to have them fired up. I mean, I know it's not college and the raw stuff may not always work, but they're going to be all fired up all week, really ready to beat the Dolphins. They're going to walk into a den of fired up, and those fans are going to be fired up if Detroit gets up early on us and stuff.
Yeah, and that's why I say going into the Lions' den, because we're literally going to go into that Lions' den. We're going to their house. But look, talking about Detroit, they've got an awesome running game. Okay, they have a great running game, and we're going to get to these stats in a minute. I'm going to go over those. Defense, not so good.
No.
Not so good. But here it is, okay? Lions, they average 249 yards per game in passing. Get this. Rushing, 145 yards per game. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if you look at those numbers, 249 pass, 145 rush, if you think about that, that's a balanced attack.
No, they're balanced. I mean, our run defense has been pretty strong this year, but it could be because our pass teams are choosing to pass against us. But we've snuffed out the run pretty well this year, so I'm hoping that goes in our favor there and make Goff beat you through the air is what's probably going to be the game plan.
Yeah. Hey, Cap, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not bashing the line, but I will tell you this. Tua helped that line out a lot the other night by throwing those quick releases. Okay, that was the game plan. They wanted him to get that ball out because they didn't want to risk him getting slammed on his head again. So I'm not bashing the line. I'm just saying they played good. Okay, they played good. But Tua helped him out a lot.
Yeah, and as far as the Jerry Jeudy rumors, it's not what we need. There's so many. Of course, it's a sexy name and good Cap, but to me, I'm kind of if you're overkill. I think that'd be a little bit overkill when you need other positions so much. We need defensive backs, offensive line. There's running backs. There's so many things that'd be on my list before. I'm in a blocking tight end. That's a blocking extraordinaire. That fits McDaniels. Anything would be on the before. Another receiver added to it.
Cap. What I mean by that is good point, and I like that question. What I'm saying is, okay, I didn't say Tua had a great game, did I? I said Tua had an average game. He started off hot, and then he just played Tua, his own game, right? Average, okay? He did help the line out by not him getting a sack, okay? So, honestly, he was getting rid of the ball quickly. So that's what I mean by that, okay? I'm not saying he had a great game.
No, I know anything because, Steve and I was talking on there, and he actually was praising the offensive line earlier, Cap. He was saying the offensive line was good, and he was actually a little bit disappointed in Tua's performance. Anyway, Steve, I lost you again, but I kind of filled in Cap for what you had said, that you had
Can you hear me?
You had praised the offensive line and was kind of critical of Tua at some points during the game, but
can you hear me?
that you did. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So getting back to the stats here, as you mentioned, Rob, they do average. Detroit Lions average 24 points a game. Miami's averaging 21, and I'm going to throw out the Baltimore game. It would be 18 if we did that. But if you put the Baltimore game back in, they're averaging 24 points a game. Now, here's Miami's stats as far as rushing goes. Rushing offense, 89 yards per game in rushing. Okay? Passing, 281 yards in passing. So if you look at that, Detroit is averaging 145 in a rush, Miami 189. And the passing attack isn't really that far behind, honestly. And we got the stars, right? We got Tyreek, we got Waddle, we got Jaceki. You know, we're supposedly have this explosive offense. Detroit's averaging almost as much as we are. Okay. Now defense. Miami is ranked 29th in overall defense. Detroit 32. Still, we're pretty even as far as defense goes. All right. On the Miami's rushing defense. Miami's rushing defense. They're ranked 13.
Yeah.
So the 13th defense is going to be playing against their rushing attack. Okay, very good rushing attack. That's going to be a key to the game. They're ranked 30 in their rushing game on defense. So this would be a good time for Miami to break out that running game, right? I mean, we're playing against the worst rushing back team in the league. So you would think that we should be able to run all over them, right?
And Cap, at least according to Drew Rosenhaus, you know, he thinks Ogbah is going to be back this week. Of course, he's not the official; he is his agent. But he was saying, I heard him say that he thinks Ogbah is going to be back this week. So let's hope so, because he's definitely needed.
Yeah. Now Miami is ranked 19th on defense as far as passing, and Detroit again is ranked 15, pretty even. So we match up on defense. We match up pretty good.
Yeah.
On offense, they have the advantage on the rushing game. We have the advantage on the passing game, but not by much. So here's my prediction. I think we're going to go into the Lions' den. I think we're going to roar. I think we're going to make a big roar, and I think we're going to win. And I think the score is going to be 20-17. What's your take on that, Rob?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm hoping we score a little more points from the perspective. I know every week we try to come up with think we're going to do it, but I mean, one week we do have to put some points on the board and moving forward, because that's one.
Dude, I'm just being realistic, man.
I know.
That's why I call this show Real Talk.
Yeah, I know.
So
we will. Like I say, to me, it's always, I don't like making the predictions on a Tuesday because there's so many different variables that can come in. But I would favor the Dolphins, but it's a lot closer than what some fans are. Because if you go on the Twitter world out there, you see a lot of people thinking, you know, they're already counting victories and, you know, getting us to like 9-3 and crazy records like this. I was seeing, you know, and we're going to be 9-3 heading into the tough part of our schedule. And, you know, there's going to be hiccups along the way if, you know, you watch the team long enough. And there's not one give me on this schedule. And there's not one team on the schedule I look at, like I said, and that we can't beat. So let's just go one week at a time, like the coaches and players all love to talk about.
Totally
That's how I'm taking it. 1 week at a time. It's not going to be an easy game in Detroit because, you know, like I say, throw out the stats, throw out this and that. Dan Campbell is going to have this team ready to play against us, because he was open and he was very upset when he didn't get the Dolphins job. And, you know, when we passed on him for one of our 5,000 other coaches that we've had. But, you know, it's just, I think it was when Adam Gase got the job is when we passed on him.
All right, we're getting on 45 minutes here. So I'm going to go ahead and close the show.
All right. Anyway, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for joining. Sorry we had some technical difficulties tonight. Make sure you tackle that subscribe button here on the network and give us a like, and check me out on dolphinthirsty.com and all across social media. So smash, like, and subscribe. Have a great night, guys. Fins up.
We're number one. Dolphins number one.
Go Dolphins. Fins up. Thank you.